Good morning, Joe. How you doing, my dear? Happy Thursday. Mm, what to do today? Ooh, ooh. Waking up happy, waking up stoned. What to do today? Mm, mm, I'm as good as I can get, I guess. Mm, what is good? What is bad? Joe, I've known of this area for 8 years, and I never knew it was a protest site. I didn't know that. I didn't know that these people are defending the land down here, defending the river, the wildlife. I didn't know that. But now I'm here and I'm learning this. It don't change nothing. It makes it a little bit more exciting, actually. And it explains a lot. So the protected nature from the river, the acequia, which is the farmer's watering system, the minerals within the mountain, the wildlife. Hmm? Now, understanding the businesses that are trying to disrupt this mountain for more 30 years. The businesses, they don't care about people. And they certainly haven't cared about the environment. Now, I said to some of them folk that were involved in the beginning of Dragon Mountain, and like they seem to think that there's a big tribe. I said, lads, nah, maybe a family of disorientated, disorganizedness, but a tribe? No, this ain't a tribe. There's too much fashion chasers. There's too many people that are chasing the trend. And we've proved this time and time again. Fashion followers and fashioned followers. They're the disruptive ones. Now, is a good example YouTube. Okay? YouTube. So you got fashion followers, because people like the sociable groups. Sociable groups are important to people. People tend to have an importance within a group. And this we see a lot of on YouTube. I've seen a lot in my life where people would choose bad environments, bad conditions, bad companies, bad employers, and bad friends because they'd rather have something than nothing. And exactly the same in business. Those people that don't care who they hang around with, those people that don't care who they introduce to other people, those people that don't care are the same business heads, the same politicians, the same law enforcers. It's the same mentality. They don't care what they're involved in, just as long as they are involved. Well, I had a good long listen. For 3 hours, I listened to people talking about their experience of this mountain. Now, of awareness, okay, if this crazy one is walking through the mountain with a contagious virus, potentially, she could be risking this whole mountain. Just because one person, this will be addressed. If, like last night, there was an opportunity to talk on the microphone to the 100 people there, I would have. The fact that it was a sewn up evening means that I have to book in. I have to book that stage time. I have to book it. I have to go to their Facebook group and I have to book it if I wish to take up a Wednesday evening. Well, that for me, like I said, if they want to play stupid games like that, well, then I'll set up my own fucking open mic night somewhere else, another location. If these controllers want to control partly, hmm, and if they want to justify and encourage badness, well, then I'm nothing to do with them. And this is their test. I put the test out to them now. Well, Joe, when we look at HIV and AIDS, yeah, or jaundice, yellow fever, when we recognize that people are contaminated and they are sharing it relentlessly, why hasn't an infected person ever spread anything in the past? The common cold is past. Measles and mumps is past. Past. Yep, they do say that the AIDS was made on monkeys first, and then released to people. They've been doing this for years, my dear. Yeah, and AIDS was one of those big ones that was broadcasted. People are making viruses. Just so they can make an antidote. I like the old spy movies, the old terrorist spy movies, the chemical warfare ones, the nuclear ones, where the bad boys, the bosses, they assassinate all their scientists, you know, to make sure that the information don't get out there. Yeah, I was always sort of like, yeah, die you bastards. Yeah, you should have took the bullet rather than making the serums. Yeah, but you made the serums, and now you're gonna pay. Bye bye. These days, we have a bigger problem than viruses and diseases. We have a bigger problem, and it's called ignorance. Many people are ignorant to the elements that we depend on. And with that ignorance, this planet is destined for disaster. It's a bit like this YouTube channel. It's heading for disaster because there's too many scumbags trying to infiltrate a good thing. So good people get pushed away. The good message, the good activities that we get to share in real life, it gets abused by the jealous, by the spiteful, by the lonely, by the miserable. And so this morning, I went into my moderators list and I removed everybody from being a moderator. And then I went into 4 of my live chats, pre-recorded live chats, and I went in and subscribed or what do you call it? Reissued spanners. And that's why you're in blue this morning, Joe. I know you was in blue yesterday. You seem like a cool, calm, collective individual. I don't see you're the type of person to be going through my channel, blocking people. I don't see that that's your style. I have identified 3, maybe 4 people who I suspect. These are attention seekers. These are people in shit channels. These are people associated with shit people. And for me, those people who receive it as an insult to them. And they'll make out like they're insulted, like they're hard done by not having a spanner in my chat. And so eventually what'll happen is nobody will have a spanner in my chat. Now I've got 2 devices. I don't need people to have spanners in my chat. So you see what happens then? A lot of people wouldn't come here because they're not in blue. Yeah, they haven't got that power figure. So, an interesting fact that I have about this mountain. About a week ago, the crazy neighbor had a visit from the Guada and the environmentalists. That day, she told me how the police or the Guada and the environmentalists had told her she had to move for two reasons. One, for the water that comes through there, and for two, they're putting a big electricity pylon there. So when I understand the ongoing issues of this mountain, that person, where they are, is in the perfect protest site to stop that electricity pylon going up and interfering with the nature that's here. The two pylons that are here already, personally, the crossovers of the wire should not be happening here, but it does. And it'd create a lot of disturbance if they weren't here. But life would be better here without those electricity pylons. And without putting further extra electricity pylons, the more up-to-date ones with all the 5G and shit running through it. So then you got to ask yourself, the people that are buying the property here, huh? Do you know, the ones that own the property, are they legally selling the land or illegally selling land? From my understanding is, I don't give a fuck. The land ain't for sale. The land is for working and for living with. Same with the animals. It ain't about boxing and fencing animals in. The same, it ain't about building prisons for you and me. But they doing it all day, every day. The particular nationalities, they're involved in the change of the world. You know, like we will have to be one. There has to be one language. There has to be one religion. There has to be one currency. This is what a lot of countries and groups are pushing for. When we look at the premonitions and the plans from the, I don't know, predictions, we see that they are pushing for the one world, the one language, the one currency, the one control. The only thing that can stop that are the masses of people. A change of heart. Hmm? It ain't about getting to an old age and not giving a fuck about the younger ones. Huh? Like most of the dumbass elderly cunts that are out there in the world. The shit of the planet that, we live in because them scumbag elders allowed it to get this bad. And that's generalizing, when I say the scumbag elders. Yeah. For a lot of the elders that I know have not encouraged the bullshit. They've actually been targeted as, like alternatives, not playing game, out of society, outcasts, misfits, new age travelers, magicians and witches. Gypsies, tramps and thieves. When we look at the commercial world and the actors are junkies and alcoholics, woman beaters, pedophiles, when we look that we celebrate the celebrities, we worship the grounds that they walk, we worship the work that they give us. As taxpayers and people of this planet that encourage the entertainment, we encourage that pedophilia, that alcoholic, and that drug addict. So Robert Downey Jr., I don't like cocaine. I don't like coke addicts. I don't like the attitude of people that consume cocaine. So guess what, Robert Downey Jr.? Never again will I be watching any of your movies. I said this the same to Red Hot Chili Peppers. Never again will I listen to your music, knowing that you're a bunch of junkies. Same as I said to Snoop Dogg, you dirty crackhead. No way would I ever listen to your music. But when it comes to Jim Morrison, loving the LSD and the ecstasy and coming out with much poetry, I almost worshipped Jim Morrison from the Doors. Good morning, Ashley Dawn. Top of the morning, top of the morning. So what's the story with GT ladies, eh? Did you wake up to beds of roses, boxes of chocolate? Have you been made cups of coffee? Was you dined and wined yesterday? How was your Valentine's? Oh, Ed, I'm glad you pointed this one out, Ed. I'm glad you pointed this one out, Ed. And I'll tell you for why, right? Because last night, yeah, I fell asleep. Yeah. And I wasn't even half baked. All right. But what it was Vicky had a voice. Vicky wanted to talk. So I just let Vicky take over. Because I've heard Vicky repeating herself continuously on other people's channels. And I see how quickly people just disappear when Vicky do her panel. I just left her at it. It's what she needs. She needs to speak out and be herself. So I allow it. I'm not going to allow it all the time. But last night just seemed like the appropriate time to allow her to be her. I mean, in all fairness now, it was Vicky that brought it to my attention that she was blocked from my chat. When I went to my blocked list, there was more than 30 unexpected, unexplained blocked peoples. So I gave her benefit of the doubt. The fact that she was not interested in having a conversation with me or talk about any of my things, I had no interest in what the fuck she had to say. Now, I've asked Vicky on a couple of occasions, who am I? Talk about me. Tell me something about me. Yeah? Because this is this channel. Yeah? We don't want to talk about drunks and violent men, violent women. You know, we don't want to talk about pedos and sex offenders. All right? So why Vicky wants to keep talking about that shit? Yeah? Why Vicky wants to keep talking about the fucking Bambido or whatever fucking name is? Yeah, from the Mob Tube Lounge. That snitching, bitching, ratting lowlife. Huh? I haven't got a fucking clue. I don't understand why people like Vicky, who doesn't seem to have much of an adventure in her life, why she wants to disrupt adventures that's going on that other people are doing. Why she can't make conversation based on things. I can't understand how, with so much technology around her, she hasn't got a fucking clue how to manage and how to be curious. I don't understand. So I gave her benefit of the doubt, Ed, to show you and to show herself. When she recognizes I'm not communicating with her, every time, she just fucks off. So what's that? We got 4 clippers. Hey, we got 4 clippers. Like I said, my tayo, mirror, mirror. Like I said, my tayo, the bully of bullies. Like I've said, my tayo, Steve and 2 dogs. Or Steve and 2 kings. Or Steve and 3 kings. I am me. Hmm? And unless people have got things to encourage of what similarities, coincidences, unless people have got similar adventures, then what are we doing? Distracting each other from our messages. Each and every individual that comes into my chat has got their own channel. What is their message? For a lot of people, disrupt and fuck up. But that's the problem that we got on this earth. For me, I went through a ratting community, yeah, full of rats, double standard rats, and I highlighted them. Hmm? And I didn't need anybody else to help me. I did it by myself. The fact that some people were so stupid to ignore my message, but yet still followed me over to that rat channel, and because it's a woman, they all idolized it. Personally, she's a single mother, and she's fucking lucky. She's got children old enough to care for her children if anything happened to her. When she goes to jail, hmm, her children will have to look after each other. Just from YouTube alone, social services, you know. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? All these little organizations that represent the laws and the well-beings, yeah, all these little sectors are all working together to change the world. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They get their information from social media, because socializing, the social life now, is bare minimal. Majority of folk are on social media. The most education that you can get from people in society is from social media. So the new laws that come out to us in about 5 years' time will be set based on how we cannot manage ourselves in communities on social media. Now remember, There's always guidance for video games, for such sports, for such substances in life. There's always an age restriction. Now in 2024, those age restrictions are completely ignored. Completely ignored. The guidelines and the simple standards that are set are completely ignored. So what happens then is all these small little corporates, all these different little sectors worldwide work together to control us. But most of all, control you. Hmm? I've always been a free man. I've always been an outlaw. I've always been a misfit, a nomad. Hmm? To live in society with all the mod cons, you have to abide by the laws and the rules and the standards set. If you do not comply and meet the simple standards that are set, then you're tired and tarnished. And that's what the AI is doing. Simple experiment was done, I think, in China with the social status, the social system, where everybody's on social media, and you're pointed based on your looks, on your presentations, on your ability to communicate, on your social behaviors, and all this whatnot. Yeah. Now, if you're an alcoholic, for example, in China, and the world and China knows that you're an alcoholic, chances are you ain't getting on no public transport. You ain't renting an apartment. And chances are, if you're an alcoholic in China, you ain't got a job. So how's China surviving when they've got a system like that? I tell you how they surviving. Like your fucking light bulb. You're turned on and you're turned off. Simple as. There is no in between. So I go to a social gathering and there's 100 people there. And about 20 of those people know this crazy one. And about 20 of those people had to talk to me. Yeah, at a social evening, they had to talk to me about this crazy one. I says, listen, I've been trying to talk to you lot for 2 fucking months since I've been here. And most of you look at me like I'm a fucking scumbag. And I remember your attitudes towards me 4 fucking years ago, 3.5 years ago when I was down there. And when I was living in the hippie community, Beneficio. I remember your attitudes towards me. You looked at me like I was a scumbag. And I know for why, because you're all a bunch of yuppie rich kids. You've all got trustafarians. You've all got people you're going to rely on. You ain't relying on the earth to get you by. You ain't relying on yourself to get you by. You rely on other people's. 4 years this one's been in a psychosis. 4 years this community is allowed victim after victim based on this one with psychosis. People are bored in life, so they allow other people's dramas. It happened to me, it can happen to you. Poetic justice. That's what we call it. Poetic justice. When it is justice. But when it's picking victims and allowing victims, well, then that's just a sick shit of a fucking hypocrite. Cunts. So I'm in two worlds. Do I defend and fight within this protest site? Or do I get the fuck out of this protest site and join the authorities to wipe these scumbags out of here? Because I ain't no fucking scumbag. While these cunts are treating and talking to me like I'm a fucking scumbag, I may as well go up against them. I may as well put on a uniform and a badge and represent. Get these dirty, low-life scumbags out of here. They've had it long enough. They ain't done nothing good with it. So like I says to them, you change your fucking attitudes quickly because now you need to. I'm just one man. I'm happy as one man. I don't need no family and I don't need no friends. Give me qualifications, give me a uniform, give me a badge, and I'll do my fucking job. Now, speaking to the people that are involved with these areas, most of them are kind of emotionally at war with beneficial. I don't like beneficial people neither. That would be the first place that I'd want to clean out and give these people that opportunity and that time to sort their shit out. Sort their fucking shit out now. You protect the river until I'm finished with beneficial. When I'm finished with beneficial, I'm coming down here and I want to see changes. If there's no fucking changes, I'm telling you now, wipe out. Because I'm one man. I love the nature. And if the scumbags are abusing the nature, well, then I'll go up against the scumbags. Well, I didn't buy any milk yesterday, so I'm not having a coffee here today. Hello, my darling captain. He slept on the sofa last night. Hey, good morning, broke fishing. Excuse me, I was just feeding the animals.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, good morning, bro. How you doing?
Not bad. Did you read the humor in the private chat?
Not yet. Nope, because like I've just got that adding you on screen off. Yeah, I'll have a look now, and I might get cut off. This.
Well, it's the private. It's the private chat in StreamYard. So
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, but the other day, time I went over to every time I went over to the private chat, I was getting cut off for some weird reason. Yeah,
huh?
and the
Strange.
other day on your channel, I was trying to comment Pat, for example, and Babette, and I kept getting cut off. Kept getting cut off on that as well, going into the comments.
Huh? I don't know
I'm
what
not
that
sure if
is.
it's me out of date tablet, maybe.
Maybe you need to update to put the tablet in to see if there's an update for it.
I've done that. I've gone into the updates and it's not available. Yeah, the new version of YouTube's not available.
Oh, I'd have just made sure the new version of the tablet was available.
Oh yeah, but I didn't buy it. I was given it and then I gave something in return. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a
well,
trade off.
that doesn't block the updates.
Oh, okay.
No, it's in the tablets, not in YouTube or anything else, just the tablet settings. There's a way to check it for updates. So how
All
you
right.
doing?
Yeah, good mate. Flipping. Yeah, Ed. Yeah, I'm doing good. Friggin' had a weird one yesterday. A bit of an eye opener, educational evening, and then yeah,
Yeah, I
and then
remember just before I headed to town, you had just gone through your YouTube studio. I remember that.
oh
You
right,
talk.
oh there's that. Yeah, there was that. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
there
There
was
was.
something else. God, my little tiny. Oh, I just got to replace a breaker. Lucky I sort of put it in my head that hey, wait a minute. I got to rebuild stuff here. I went over and unscrewed the metal strap that was holding the post in place and it
Hmm,
disintegrated. I grabbed the power box just in time for the breaker panel, the whole panel. I
hmm.
grabbed it just in time as the board that as soon as I got that metal strap off, it moved and disintegrated in my hands. I was left holding a panel with one hand and a disintegrating board with the other. I got it all out of there. I had already planned because I looked at it and said, wow, that's rotten. I'm not even going to put a screwdriver in it to see. And lucky I did that. I ended up having to do a lot of work with just one hand. And boy, that's a pain in the ass. But hey, it's all replaced. And the landlords actually told me that I need to pay myself this time.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Because we do a deal on they told me take it off my rent and make sure I pay myself this time. I'm like, no, I don't. We have an agreement. They go, no, it comes from my partner. It's coming from both of us. You are going to pay yourself this time. You do too much for us, and that's above and beyond. You're going to take you pay yourself for your labor this time. I'm like, okay, but that's not our agreement. They don't care. They understand it's not the agreement I've had with them since they bought this property. They which is really nice that they actually recognize that you can call me at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm going to get up and go look and see what the problem is and see if I can deal with it right now or I got to deal with it after daylight. And I
mm-hmm.
actually got a really good deal on the breaker. Everything just worked out yesterday. Plus, I got you know, it's nice to be thought of and go, hey, 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 make sure you take care of yourself in this too. Yeah, so I got to write, I'm writing everything down here in a little bit. Like the night before on this day, it took me a half hour to figure out what was going wrong. And then, you know what I mean.
So what's the story? You sold the house to them, did you? That was your old house,
No,
was it?
no, no. I've never owned a
Oh,
property. I lived on
okay.
a property of our family friends, and uh before they were later in life, and just the old man went downhill quick and they needed some money, so they sold the property, but there was a deal made with the new owners. I'm here as long as I want to be. With the ex-owners, I was like their nephew. I was here as long as I wanted to be, and they made sure that deal got passed on, and I can do whatever I want here.
Yeah, yeah,
If I want to build a new little shed on the property, I just have to notify them and do what I want.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like I own it, but I don't own it. But
I
I
understand.
take
Yeah.
I take care of one, two, three. I take care of three different properties, all the water needs and handling the well, the pumps, the river pumps, the wells, just anything that goes wrong on these properties. If I can do it without having to call the owners and bring in their labor force, I do it. And they've
Mm-hmm.
recognized that, and I've gotten a call at 1 o'clock in the morning for water spraying across the kitchen. Went over there and fixed that problem by it took me an hour to do it, but the one guy's like, I didn't plan on you fixing it tonight. I just couldn't find the shut off for that particular water supply system in the house. I didn't expect you to go back over there, open up the thing, and come back with the part and fix it. I just wanted you to shut the water off till tomorrow. I'm like, no, I fixed that shit. I left his house at 3 after smoking a doobie with him, and everything was fixed. Call him up the next day. The problem still is any worse? Nope. Okay, see you later.
Nice, nice, nice. I had a house a bit like that in Ireland. I mentioned it a couple of days ago. Yeah, I'd never met the landlord, and I was in that house for about 2 or 3 years, right? And yeah, I'd never met him, but I'd met his mother, I'd met his brother, and I was paying straight into his bank account. And happy days, yeah. Friggin' he come over on spur of the moment situation. He phones me up, tell me that he's at my house, checked up on me dog, untangled me dog. He's watered me plants, told me, like I need to hide me ganja a bit better. and invited me round. So I got round to his house then, about a couple hours later, and he fucking paid me for doing work on the kitchens. He paid me for work I'd done on the land, and he was like, mate, yeah, I'm making a life. I don't need paying for this. He gave me a big food hamper as well as like a greeting.
Yeah, I
And
get
it was
it.
all the delicatessen stuff. It was none of the, like super noodles or nothing like that. It was it was a friggin' a delicatessen hamper, yeah, from
Cool.
Harford's, yeah,
I
from
I
Harford's.
understand that. It's hard to find. The landlords told me they own a bunch of houses. I know the number, but don't like to say it. But they straight out told me it's hard to find people like you. I can call you up
Mm-hmm.
at whatever time, and you're Johnny on the spot. I call up some of the people that work for me, and they're like, "Yeah, well, I'll get to that first thing in the morning." You're not like first thing in the morning. You're like, "I'll go do it now." You
Mm,
know?
mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. Folk like folk appreciate folk like us. Do you get me? Yeah, we're doers. We get the job done. We've got the contacts. We've got the ability to get it.
Yeah,
They appreciate.
I actually have three of the people in his other houses that they don't call him anymore. They call
Yeah,
me at my
yeah, yeah, yeah.
request. If it's something if it's something big, or actually, usually when I'm done with it, I'm like, now you need to call the landlord and let him know what went down and tell him I took care of it. It makes me look good. It makes you look good. They don't care. They're like, they call me the next day and go, I heard the renter called you last night. I'm like, yeah, problem solved. I fixed it. They're like, well, I'm like, no, no, no. It's not. Don't tell them not to call me unless it's a decent hour. There's a problem. You call me, because if we let the problem keep going until it's a decent hour, it can cause major damage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My God, I'd hate to see I've literally lost one breaker spot in the panel box because of how bad it was arcing. If they hadn't have called me, I wouldn't have known. And how much damage could it cause downstream if it could have went way worse, to where
Yeah.
they'd had to call in somebody that shows up with their own wiring to re-pull wire through pipes and stuff. I don't, I I'm into that.
Yeah. I don't know much about electrics, but I do know it's something you got to be very fucking careful with. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, you
I,
know what the
in
biggest
in
kicker?
jail was yeah, in jail was the first time that I learned by fucking around with my electrics could fuck up your electric.
Yep.
Yeah, if
Well,
if I'd shorted the electric in my cell, then there'd be three cells above, all the cells on my landing, yeah, and then three cells below, and all those electrics would be burnt out just if I burnt my own electrics out.
yep.
And that was quite oftenly done when folk were making their own kettles and making their own tattoo guns. That was quite often the case. Yeah,
Yeah.
we short the electrics out.
Well, what's funny is I was taught by an electrician, and yes, what's
Mm,
funny about yesterday is it's raining. I got to do it anyways. So I follow even more safety rules, stood on a board, that kind of stuff.
mm,
Not right on the ground where it's soaking wet and water's running.
mm, mm,
I
mm,
get everything done, and I walk back over to my own house, and I'm sitting here smoking a doobie with my friend, and not 5 minutes later it quit raining. After I'm
mm.
done. Rained
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all day long, and not a hard rain, but just that steady rain. And
Yeah, yeah,
he just started laughing. He poked me in the arm and goes, "Look." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "It quit raining." I go, "Yeah, I'm done with the work. Of course it quit raining."
yeah. Uh, I was I was over at Mosh's friggin' chat this morning. Dave and Maurice is up on panel and somebody else I don't know. Yeah, I think I know them like yeah from Mosh's channel. or yeah, but I don't know. But anyways,
I
there's four people up on panel. Have you been over there today? Have you?
I looked in on it, but MCF's there, and I just don't like him. And
Right.
I
Okay.
don't like
Okay.
and I don't like him because he doesn't know how to stop the trash talk. He just doesn't know how to stop it. And he's always doing the same thing. It's so old that it was old 2 months ago in December. And
Yeah. Yeah.
he just can't stop it. He can't stop from insulting people and saying just nasty stuff. Why should I go over there and experience that?
Yeah. 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 And this is something that I said to him, like that he wasn't taken on board because he was too distracted. I was saying to him quite clearly, look, mate, I'm listening to folks from your country, folk that follow you, follow the groups that you're involved in, and they're complaining about you. Why do I have to listen to this every day? Yeah,
Well,
why should I have to listen to it every day? So this
and
is what I approached him with, like change
oh,
your ways
I
a little
heard
bit.
you. I
Like, yeah,
was there.
uh,
And he
uh,
can't comprehend that. You know,
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
me, Steve. I
yeah,
do go over to the drama channels. I have friends that run some of the biggest drama pages there is
yeah, yeah, yeah,
on YouTube. Those are some of those guys are my friends.
yeah.
But when they go to other panels, they leave the drama at the
Mm-hmm.
drama channel. They come over, they're respectful, they're not starting drama. Because we're friends, they'll joke around with me, but they're not starting big drama.
Mm, mm, mm,
And
mm, mm,
MCF hasn't caught that yet. And I'm
mm,
not
mm,
trying
mm.
to talk about him behind his back or any of
No,
that.
no,
That's
because you've
just
said it
my
to his
view.
face. You've said it to his face. You've said it to him 1,000 times. You're not talking behind his back. It's talking behind their back when you haven't clarified with them face to face or like
Oh,
personally.
I
Yeah,
have told him, dude,
I
can
know
you
you have.
ever
I
leave
know
the
you have.
drama?
I know you have, and I know I have, and I have. So like we're not
Yeah.
talking about him. Yeah, we're just clarifying something that we've clarified with them. That, like yeah, they've ignored. Happy days. I put him
Yeah.
onto a couple of shit talkers, shit channels. Do you get me? Yeah, I introduced him, or trying to introduce him to people that act the same as him, but he's not interested. And you know why he's not interested?
Because he'd
Because
get put in his
it's
place.
competition. It's competition. Yeah, he has to
Because
be the odd one out. Yeah, he's getting by doing what he does because he's the only one doing it in that circle, as to speak.
Yeah, he does.
Hmm?
It's the same shit every day. It's boring now. Come up with some
Yep,
new drama.
right. And this is what I said more than a year and a half ago to a lot of shit talking channels on the UK. You've got the same people. There's nothing fluent. There's nothing rolling. It's the same comments. It's the same slanderous bullshit all day, every day. And it's horrible. It's horrible listening to the same shit every day. It's repetitive. Yeah. When my
Yeah,
girlfriends
that
put on my music, yeah, and they overplay my music, I don't listen to that music anymore. Yeah, I learned not to like that music because it's been overplayed. It's the same thing, listening to the same voice saying the same shit every time.
yeah, I was on Eddie's page last night, and somebody that I know, I sang a song for my wife, karaoke. I did, and I'd been singing all day, off and on, and I just got through doing like 2 hours with Miss D, singing, where we take turns. But you're basically singing for like an hour, 45 minutes. And he told me that, oh, that was really flat. Dude, my voice is tired.
Mm, 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 mm,
I've been singing all day,
mm, mm.
sing on my own channel with my YouTube video that disappeared. Yeehaw, I made another one disappear. And it's still available on Rumble, though. But you know what I mean.
One thing I've learned about singing, yeah, is it's not necessarily the voice, yeah, but the song that's chosen. Like
Mm-hmm.
people used to say to me, Steve, you got a Barry White voice. Do you get me? Yeah. So okay, I listened to a bit of Barry White, and I says, really? I sounds like that. Maybe that's the songs I should be singing. You get me? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
rather than criticisms, there's always a compliment available. And this is something that I try to do, is I might not like somebody's singing voice, but I'll certainly connect and say, hang on a minute, you sound more like this would suit you. Yeah.
Yep.
And happy days. Yeah. And encouragements. And people
Uh,
that are open and comfortable with themselves will see, that that's not an insult, that's a direction, the direction for progress and, comfort. Hmm?
yeah, it
Rather than
is.
people say it like, yeah, if 10 people turn around and said, Steve, you're a fucking flat singer, yeah, you know, what good's that, for your self esteem?
Well, like last person, not the last person, but the person before that that came to me and said something, and I went, "Let me ask you something. You ever been to a concert where the main act literally went on for like 2 hours, and at the end of the 2 hours, you could tell the guy's voice is strained and he's starting not to sound very good? Think about that." He's like, I never thought of it that way.
Yep, yep. But it's like people like myself, like when I do a 10, 12 hour live, 20-hour live, or 3 days lives. Do you get me? Yeah. It's like my voice ain't going to sound right. Yeah, it's like today I'm feeling my voice. I'm hearing my voice. And it's like fucking hell. To talk over the music yesterday, like I raised my voice. And I can feel
Uh-huh.
that. Yeah. I can hear it.
Oh yeah.
And so,
Like,
it just goes to show I'm not used to shouting. I'm not used to screaming and shouting. Or my
uh-huh.
voice would be accustomed. Yeah, my throat would be accustomed to screaming and shouting. And every time I do raise my voice, I wouldn't be suffering like I do.
Yep. Hello, Wendy. Welcome in. Pablo,
Yeah.
Dave, Tanya, Ashley. I'm not going to scroll back up too far. Hello, chat.
Okay. But
I forgot to.
Above Ashley, we got Tony Longhouse, we got Ed, we got Joe, and we got Broke Fishing.
Oh, are we Joe Valhalla?
Yep.
Oh, I like Joe. She can be funny
Yep.
sometimes.
Mate, I tell you what, yeah, I fell for something that you remember last year, right? Freaking, it was about this time last year. I picked up on Ultra following Cheryl, yeah, because Ultra liked Cheryl's voice, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now I found the same with Joe. I like the way Joe sounds.
I do too. I went over and bugged the girls the other night, but I was outnumbered, so I bowed out gracefully because it was basically a girls' stream. Let the girls stream. They don't need me there.
Right. Well, I don't know. Sometimes the girls do need a man in their group.
Actually, Joe Valhalla, I can answer that question for you. The answer to that question is, why did World War One go into an armistice, which means ceasefire? The Spanish flu outbreak,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the
which
Black
went
Plague,
world, which
just
went
before all that.
worldwide because of all the soldiers being sent home sick.
Yeah. Uh,
Oh,
uh, I didn't know that.
which one?
That Spanish flu. That Spanish flu. That's been going around for years, hasn't it? It keeps rising, doesn't it?
I think so. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I haven't really looked into it, but it went around for 1918, 1920. It was like a 3-year thing, but it ended World War One.
Ah, yeah, but don't they say that the Spanish flu fucked up the Aztecs and the Mayans? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they it's the same thing, but some a disease like that did fuck up North America. They brought it in from outside the north, the two continents over here, North and South America.
Mm,
So I don't know if you'd call if they call it the Spanish flu, but it was basically the same type of thing from what I get. They brought in diseases that the people were not used to, so it devastated them.
Mm,
It ran through their communities and killed major portions of them because their bodies were not used to that. You
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. We do.
Uh,
Like, in all fairness, now, yeah. I mean, if it was a Spanish, if, for example, if it was Spanish flu that had a part in South Americas, like well, in the Americas, and it's continually, but now we change it to bird flu or swine flu or like yeah, friggin' whatever you want to call it,
yeah,
fucking
well,
SARS.
like the bird flu, it started in birds, they say. That's why they named it the bird flu. And the swine flu came from the swine. And
Yeah,
they've gotten real technical on all of it.
exactly. But it's all the same thing. Yeah, it just
It's all
mutates
the
through different
it's all
species.
on the same branch. It's like thinking of a tree, and each branch has something different.
Yeah,
The regular flu, the common cold, SARS, all that is on the same branch. It's just
yeah.
little leaflet branches that grow off that branches that are those, but they're all on the same main branch that shoots off to the side of the trunk. That's the easiest way to
That's right.
think about it. They're all
Yeah.
under the same thing.
So when you look at, like, okay, so a drop of whiskey might be able to settle the common cold, for example, yeah, or
You
the
know
sore
what my
throat.
buddy's grandma,
Mm,
she's Hispanic, and you know what she told me years ago, and that shit actually works. You feel yourself getting what you think's the cold, your sinuses get stuffed up, and you know it's coming on. Eat the hottest pepper you can stand. Make
yep,
sure you
yep,
eat the capsaicin part, which is in the center, not the seeds, but that white stuff in the center of like
yep, yep,
jalapenos. It
yep,
opens up your sinuses. It causes them to drain, where you're like, "Oh my God, is it ever gonna stop?" But the reason, and then you might get down and out for a day, but you'll be right back up.
exactly, yep, yep, yep. We got what we got now? We got the chili, we got the garlic, we got the white spirits. Like these are the things that are commonly encouraged to get rid of that common cold. So what happens then is like we may be able to brush that off, but eventually, like over time, that just manifests and wit needs to fight, and in order to fight, it needs to armor itself up. And the way it armors itself up is by mutating.
Yeah, it puts
Mm,
the imprint of that in there. Well, it's
We've
amazing.
got that. We've got the signs of that throughout evolution. Do you get me, Jeff? Throughout evolution, we've got signs that like we're mutating, we're adapting. Everything on this planet is adapted for the times and the environments.
Yep.
Yeah. You had something different, like a pesticide or a fucking nuclear disaster, and it mutates and it changes the structures of most life. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, it's like my son and wife in 2019 got the flu. Just the normal, plain old flu. I helped them get by that right when my son was getting better and my wife was starting to feel better. I'm like, "Oh my God, I don't feel good." They're like, "Oh shit. Here we go. A week and a half with dad being sick. This ain't going to be good." And what's really funny is I was down and out for 24 hours straight. Leave me alone. Put some water by the bed. Leave me alone. Don't wake me up. After that 24 hours, I was up and running. Never hadn't been sick since. And
yeah,
my wife just goes, "I don't know what it is about your metabolism, but you were sweating your balls off. I actually at one point cooled your head off because I was worried about it, and all you did was mumble at me and try to roll away from me to roll down. I woke you up, made you drink some water. You laid down, went back to sleep, and here you are up and running, and I wouldn't even know, and you were sick 24 hours ago. There was another day of just, wow, what happened to me? But I wasn't sick anymore. I did scare her because I ran such a high fever, she said, but she said it broke in the middle of the night and she left me alone. I woke up the next evening going, wow, what time is it? She told me it was 7 o'clock at night, and I'm like, no, it's not. Oh yeah, you've been out for a whole day. Okay. Little shitster, what's up?
Hey, good morning, sister.
You stir any pots today, shitster? I mean yesterday? It's too early today. You ain't done nothing yet, but we just want to know, did you go stir any pots yesterday?
Now she
Okay.
commenting because she's commenting because she didn't have her spanner.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even look. I see how much I pay attention. I knew you were gonna do that.
Yep. Well, little shit stirrer, I've had everybody spannered up for some while now. Okay, and folk coming into me chat, I've been spanning her up for some while now. And yesterday, it was brought to me attention that folk are being timed out and blocked. So this morning, I went and removed everybody's spanner so I can start again.
You actually had somebody get timed out, or a message was deleted. Okay, that's not a timeout. And yeah. Oh well, shit happens.
Hmm?
Man, I'm actually pretty proud of myself.
Now,
I actually I actually
just
did a
as an
good job
awareness,
today, Steve.
yeah, just as an awareness. Okay, a couple of weeks ago, it was in me chat, the Tony Longhouse that timed people's out. Okay, now from my observation is, yeah, there's people that know how to change titles of people's of their channels, you know, or clone and copy other people's channels. And I understand that, you know, like some people sit back in the background. Yeah, they don't involve themselves with the chat unless they've got a spanner. And I know that some people will come into the chat, get their spanner, sit in the background, and just sabotage other people's channels because
Yep.
they like to see the negative reactions. So what I'm paying attention to, yeah, I've spelled out 1,000 times. Every fucking game that you think on YouTube you can be playing against people like me, seriously, you have not been in the psychiatric units. You have not been growing up with a psychiatric nurse. You have not been in and out of prisons. You have not been a victim of racism all your fucking life. Most people have belonged places. And that gives you a sense of comfort. Hmm? But with us people that have never had fuck all that I've just named out, we recognize things that a lot of people take for granted. We pay attention for self survival. We're not depending on other people to keep us alive. Hmm? We're not depending on other people to carry our reputations. Individuals carry themselves, and we look into everything ourselves. We don't take education. because we understand that education is programming. If everything was all the same, it's a fucking boring existence.
Yeah.
So, just as a heads up, Louisiana high ride was blocked. Like I said, Citizen C was blocked. Some of my long term chatters were blocked. And it's like, what? Who? Who? And how? Or why? And so slowly, yeah, I resolve who and why is responsible because I'm paying attention to the characters and where it goes on in other chats or where it went on in other chats. People that like blocking and timing, they're coming from a particular genre.
Oh yeah.
The people
Well,
that like shit talking and making phone calls to the police are coming from a specific genre. People that like threatening and abusing people are coming from a specific genre.
yeah. I noticed it, and we discussed how I think it was done without it being seen. You know, I mean, if some of those would had a wrench. It depends on. We talked about that.
Yep. Yep.
Everybody on YouTube ends up having haters. It's just whether we feed that troll or not. So, Steve, I got a question for you.
Go on, bro.
Is one of those crescent wrenches in your avatar metric?
I haven't got a clue.
Come on, Steve. There is no such thing.
That's why I didn't have a fucking clue then. Yeah,
You
yeah.
were laughing at me. I know you were. I feel it. You were like, "Yeah, come on, broke." That's like telling a girl to check the blinker fluid.
Mm, yeah, or asking for a glass hammer or replace the bubble in the spirit level.
Yeah. Oh man. I think it took more out of me having to do crap in the rain and all that. But hey, I got to use my skill saw that I got for my birthday, and I got to use my impact driver. I got no, the skill saw was Christmas, and the impact driver was birthday. That's right. But I got to use the tool, my brand new tools finally that I was got from my friends that knew I needed some tools. I'm gonna give it another hour of filling. Bad thing is I've been having to let the water tank run fill, Steve. You can't turn on a pump with no water, you know.
Oh, yep, you burn the pump out.
Yeah. So I've had to sit here and let the tank fill and fill and fill.
Why the fuck you going over that rainy fucking infested area? Come here. So I just had cold grizzles. He's taking himself for a walk. I'm preparing myself to go for a walk, and he's taking himself off. He's all like, "What the fuck, dumbass?
Hey,
Wait, wait."
little shitster, it could be that it's just people wanting to mess with Steve and they just didn't care who it was.
That's what I'm seeing, broke fishing. Yeah, people just trying to antagonize me. They like to see me screaming and shouting down on people's. So that's what that's why they've done it.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah. They want the drama back. Yeah. Whereas I've always said I'm not a drama person. I keep it real. Yeah. People don't like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Me too.
So
Yeah.
what you going upriver today?
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta go back to town.
Oh, up back to town. Okay.
Well, I might just call into the very expensive shop up the road here. Yeah, and get some bits from there.
Taking
What
the
was that?
four-legged, you taking the kids with you?
I taking me boys with us. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mine got mad at me because I had to put him in the house. I knew I wasn't going to be on the porch for a while, be outside sitting on the porch for a while. So he was pissed when I came home when I got done.
Mm, mm-mm.
He he told me about it too.
Yeah, they got great ways to communicate, these animals, dude, on them. Yeah, they lets us know when we've done wrong to them.
Yeah, he sat there where I could watch him, but he had his back to me.
I,
I'm like, yeah, okay, I know I did wrong. Just deal with it.
uh,
I just didn't want you trying to find Dad and me being across the major highway.
uh, ay, ay, ay. Wow, remembering yesterday now, seeing them friggin' Dutch people just there screaming at fucking 10 dogs, watching Grizzles running out here and bombarding three of her dogs just there because they were attacking that woman. Oh, wow. I was so proud to see Grizzles doing that.
Oh, bomb the dogs for acting like dicks? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's Jack leading the way. We're going this way,
Yeah.
Dad.
Mm. Both of them are up in front. Yeah. Grizzles first, then Captain. Captain's gone over that way. So Grizzles on the road. Uh, it's gone so green from the rain a couple of days ago. It's freaking lush.
Yeah, it looks nice. Even the little dried out grass beside the road's green.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's plans for today then, bro?
I'm gonna give it about another half hour and go make sure I got enough height in the tank to turn the pump on, and then I think I'm gonna take a nap. Try to take an early morning nap, see how that works.
Hey,
I
hey,
often don't get to do that before daylight. But we'll see if it works. I sort of majorly stressed myself out yesterday when I went over there and before I could do anything to try to support what was the panel so I could do the work I need to done. I basically had to do one-handed carpentry work.
oh dear.
But that's
Oh
okay,
wow.
shit happens and I was prepared. I wasn't prepared for it to just crumble in my hands after I took a strap off, but I knew it was rotten. I knew, so I'd made a new panel support and I'd made it to where I had made it so I could replace what was there, but I was not prepared for having to hold the panel with one hand until I got the top part, until I got it partially secured and could support it off of it, you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah,
Till I could get a screw in it to keep the panel up from
yeah.
breaking the pipe that goes into the ground and all that. I was a little stressed.
You didn't use something to prop it up.
Couldn't. Nothing there to
You
prop it
couldn't.
up. I had a
Wow.
I
So
actually
it's a
had a
mission
bungee
impossible for you then, eh?
I actually had a bungee cord and I was gonna put a screw in and bungee cord it, but I went over there eh, and touched it, it just started disintegrating and it was just take this off, hold that, push it,
Mm, mm.
let
Yeah,
it
yeah,
sit
yeah.
on my let it sit on my shoulder and use my hand to keep it straight up and down and but once I got it semi secured everything got easier, but it still gets to you, especially when you're messing with electrical, you know. Thank
Mm.
God I took all the precautions though, but I tested the wire and all that, which I hate to do, but everything was good. It was all fine. The points were closed on the whale pump, so all I had to do was basically put one wire, put it on ohms testing to where the bell rings, and put one lead to each wire, and it sounded off, which means the wire wasn't broken in the ground, and then just go about what I was doing.
Cool, cool.
Because who wants to dig up wire piping that
Nope.
runs like 75 feet over to the well? I'm not ready to do that.
Mm. Look at this. Yeah, this has grown
Wow.
since it rained. Yeah, you see the
Wow, and
color
it's
difference.
really flowing. Look at that. It's good.
Yeah, but you see the color difference on that reed.
I do.
The yellow and then the green.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I can see she actually flooded up out of her banks a ways. It's running better. It's running way up from what it was. I
Oh
see it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This is an extra what? Fucking 6 meters, 10 meters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, about 10 meters width. Yeah. Now, if you have a look back, what yesterday or day before, when I was walking down the river, you would have seen the water was very dirty looking. Yeah, very brown and red.
Yeah,
Today's
moving a
looking
lot of
much clearer.
yeah, it was moving a lot of fines yesterday,
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
bust up out of into its floodplain.
yeah.
But we've done so much to prevent streams and rivers and creeks to take care of the floodplains that we've actually harmed some stuff because no new fertilizers and nutrients get out into the floodplain where we grow the plants. But
Yep.
that's okay.
One of the points that was made last night, broke fishing at that, eco warrior gathering. I never knew this was a protest site, but that's why people are so adamant in living here and disrupting the constructions. Yeah, they want this natural thing. Now, the two dams that I've showed you, yeah, they were in preparation. The two dams that I've showed you in the past, I've gone up walking upriver, yeah, well, like
Yeah.
those two are apparently in preparations for the dams. Yeah, that's what they were created for, and they fucked up loads. Yeah, it's because of those freaking dams for why all this got flooded about 10 years ago.
I can believe it because they didn't go in and maintenance. I could see the good point of putting those in to impound some water, but by not continuing to go in and maintenance them and dig them out, they actually fuck up and they fill up and they no longer do their job.
Uh,
All it takes is
yeah,
a big movement of silt and fines and gravel and stuff, and they fill up, and then they're not holding back water.
yep. Yeah,
But that was one of the things I did on fire. People wouldn't think you have to think ahead about helping, like deal with natural flows of water. down off of hills and stuff, and where we go and put trails in across it, we have to go in and protect that stuff because it'll move a lot. It'll use our trails and it'll create a major flood.
Yep. Yep.
I know one
Yep.
place where they didn't, we started doing it and they stopped us. And that next winter, my buddy who worked on that range, worked in that area and was stationed in that area goes, "Yep, we just had a major landslide, and I pointed out to my boss at a major meeting that you guys had actually been in there doing what would have prevented that and were stopped from doing it and sent to do something else and told we don't need you to do that. It doesn't need to be done. If you would have let his crew just do finish that whole trail around that area, we'd have never had that major landslide." Because it basically ate our fire trails out and used them to slide the rest of the hill instead of making sure it didn't turn our fire trail into its own creek. They let it become and eat away all that dirt, and it they directly link that to the landslide that happened.
All right. All right.
And he was laughing at him in their meeting. You had a crew in here doing it that's from Oregon that knows how to do that shit and knew it needed to be done and was doing it without being asked, and you guys stopped them and told them it didn't need to be done. It wouldn't help. If they would have continued where the area where they did do that, we didn't have a landslide that high up. It went in lower where you stopped them. So don't talk to me about it. I'm not in this conversation. I think you guys are all stupid. I'm like, dude, did you lose your job? He's like, no, they actually promoted me. I'm like, oh my God. And now that's a practice on that forest district. And I guess they put him in charge of making sure that gets done every time there's a fire on that district, bringing in hay bales and other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mate, talking about fires, yeah, I learned last night from this meeting that these people have had life attacks on them by the folk that wanted to make these constructions. Yeah, they've set fires to surrounding areas to try and trap them in. The only thing that saved them was the wind changing direction. Uh, the fire brigade actually ignored the fire that was closest to the residents and moved away to a secondary fire. It was lit, apparently as a decoy, as a distraction.
That
Uh, they tended
most
to the forest fire rather than to the people fire, the fire that was threatening the people. So, like the people who said, like that fire was lit to burn us out. Uh,
or to try.
right, right. So, do you think that goes on in the states? You think is the government or like causing a lot of these fires, or
I I
like construction
I
companies?
I know there's some areas here in Oregon where it was questionable how it moved so fast, and some of us old timers going, okay, I've seen a fire spot way ahead of
Mm-hmm.
itself, but I've never seen that fire in the same 12-hour period, 12, 18-hour period cover that ground. And there was some houses that were very, very well had bigger safe spaces than the recommendations, bigger safe areas down the hill from their houses, and those houses mysteriously burned up. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of suspicious stuff. I couldn't say who it is. I couldn't really prove it because all the evidence is burned up in the fire. So it just there's some things that you just got to go, really?
Mm,
There is a whole
yeah.
acre cleared, no brush and all that below that house, but and the house had a metal roof and everything that we say, and had a green yard around it, but somehow that house burned up. Really? Huh.
Huh. Mm,
And then I know a
yeah.
house that was completely, I thought was one of the houses in the neighborhood that would have burned up and left away, but the people have a lot of money, and their house for some reason mysteriously didn't burn.
Yeah. Yeah. Aye.
And it
Yeah.
just makes you
I
go,
got burnt out
really?
once. I got burnt out once by the council. Yeah, I was camping out. Well, homeless, but we call it camping out. And I was with a group of lads, and we took over this traffic roundabout. Yeah, and now this was a big traffic roundabout, and like we didn't have to cross the road to get onto the traffic roundabout. Yeah, and it was all safe and secured. There was no light pollution. There was no way. Like people would see us unless they came walking through there. And now at the same time, there was a lot of other people being burnt out, and they actually caught the traffic, highway, and the council uniforms burning these people out. And yeah, we put it down to it was them that burned us out. The fact that they didn't steal anything from us, nothing was moved. It was just a burnout. Yeah,
Yep.
uh,
Yeah. There's a lot of arson that goes on. Well, heck, I was working one fire where we actually caught the arsonist.
yeah.
We
Wow.
watched the guy, and we're like, wait a minute, there's not supposed to be any civilian people in this area. We watched the guy get out of his truck, wander off the side of the road, thought he was just doing nature's call, drove off. One of my crew members took his license plates. I hadn't told him to.
Yeah.
20 minutes later, all of a sudden, there's a fire where he was.
Wow.
My crew member
Wow.
jumped in the van, said, I'll be right back, drove down the road to where a state policeman was. The guy hadn't passed him. He gave him the license plates number, and they put it out over the over a channel that wasn't really associated with the county or the fire, but they got the information out to all the people through cell phones or whatever, and they caught the guy still in the perimeter trying to light up another area.
Yeah.
You know, and they
Wow.
they used my crew member's statement to help convict the guy of arson. And he didn't even have to go to court. The guy with the statement from the fire crew members and the other fire crew members that physically caught him doing it with a road flare in his hand, he admitted what he
Aye, aye.
did. He
Yeah.
just pled guilty.
Wow.
So none of us had to
City.
go to court.
Wow. That's horrible, isn't it? There's people like that. I mean,
Yeah,
you could understand an accident, like flicking a cigarette, not thinking, yeah, but fucking actually setting out with a flamethrower to torch places.
we figured the one he set by us was the old school delayed ignition. Put a cigarette in a book of matches and stick it in the dry grass.
Huh?
That's
Wow.
what we figure he did in my area, but there was no where we were, but there was no proof to prove how it was. We could, they could prove it was arson because there was no way lightning had struck in that area and the power lines were fine. But they didn't know exactly how he did that part of the fire. Two fires he lit, but the other one they caught him with a road flare in his hand, an emergency flare, lighting up a brush pile.
Oh. Oh,
But the
wow.
one he started by us, there was no evidence of a road flare, so we figured he pulled the old cigarette in a book of matches and stick it in the high grass and put twigs and stuff around it, so when it catches the grass, it catches the bigger fuel, which
Oh,
catches.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like as inspectors, is there no way to identify the exact cause?
Well,
Like, there
that's
was,
what I mean. They couldn't say exactly how he did the
yeah,
one that we ended up getting jumping so quick because it did burn up quite. It burned up everything, but they physically caught him doing the other one, and they wouldn't have caught him if we hadn't reported him to the state police officer that was running a roadblock.
now this person that I'm going to silence myself now because this person's like really cool. They tend to the river. They tend to these blockages, and yeah, yeah. So I'll talk to them for a minute. I'll leave you as yeah.
Yeah, no
Excuse us.
problem.
Cheers a minute.
Well, I just do the normal. Hey, everybody in chat, shout out your weather. Right now, it's here in Oregon in the Cascades, lower Cascades. It's 43 degrees Fahrenheit, and it is not raining right now. How's your weather where you're at? What a day. Oh, man. I need coffee. Come on, we know there's people in here. Shout out your weather. There's 7 of us in here. Oh, what a day. That should be under nature, not food. That's funny. Come on, guys. Even do the emoji for what your weather is. Huh. That's a weird place to have that. What's going on? Who's up? Come on, guys. How's your weather where you're at? Let us know. Steve's looks nice. I'll wait till Steve gets back, and then I'm gonna drop and go make sure my pump's primed and get myself some water so I can have some coffee. See, no messages there. No message. Hey, cool. Okay, so come on, guys. We don't want to have a dead stream. I can't play music right now. I wouldn't do that to Steve, possibly. They've been really bad about music. I know there's people still in here. Come on, guys. Who's all still here? Say yo. Say hi. Say something. Come on, chat. I know you're here. Oh, the Australians are up. Cool. Still protesting in Hollywood, California. Oh, Steve ain't back yet. What's this?
Hey, nice one, Broke. You still there, fella?
Yeah, I'm still here. I had messages from my kid.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry to leave you stranded on panel, but this
Did it?
lady's just tending to the riverbank. Yeah. So, like, she's there on her own, getting wet and cold, moving big rocks. So I just give her a hand. Yep.
Yep. Well, gotta help those people that are trying to help do good things.
Yep. Yep. And it just, I hope those that are helping the planet, I'll help them all day long. Helping each other, I'll help them as well. Yeah, like she
Yep.
says, there's 100, 200 people living here, and she's the only one that does this work. I says, not no more. I'm here with you now.
Yeah. And now she
Yep.
knows if she's got something she needs help with, she can come get you.
She's got my phone number. She can very easily contact me. Yep. She's got my YouTube channel, my email. Yeah, she can contact me any day, 24/7. Go do this, go do that, no problem.
I tried to get the lurkers to chat with us about the weather, but they wouldn't.
No, I
That's
know. Yeah, they're
okay.
looking. A lot of people's are. I don't know. They're under scrutiny. If they contact and communicate with me, they get punished and bullied within the other circles that they go to.
Yeah, I get that. Some people just want to be trollish.
Yeah, and then there's some people that are just lurking for information. Yeah, they're snitching. They're going to police. They're going to solicitors, and they're snitching. So like there's that side of them as well.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's all right. I know I'm a clean character. Happy days. They can keep digging, keep lurking. They ain't gonna
well,
get nothing that ain't already revealed.
what they don't understand, if you were gonna do something could get in trouble for, you're not gonna be on a live or talk about it anywhere.
Yeah, I will.
So,
Yeah, I will.
I'm well, if I was gonna do something where they could do something to me, nobody would ever know.
Well, I'm proving a point. Yeah, I've been scrutinized for being for being me. So me being me now that I've been scrutinized is I can only progress. You get me, yeah? You know,
Yeah,
any bit of advertisement good for good for the long run, as to speak. Hmm?
yeah. All right, Steve. I do have somebody waking up to go to work here in 15 minutes. I promised them I'd go. We should have enough water, and I was gonna go turn it on so they can get their morning shower. They didn't get one yesterday, so I'm gonna drop off here and go do my last little work for the day.
Okay, mate. You have a
And
good day, and thank you very much. Yeah.
yeah, and I might come back in. Sorry, I
Okay,
was
buddy.
like quiet for a few minutes, but you know how that goes.
Yeah, man. Silence is golden. It's all good. I thank you
Yeah,
for holding fort. Cheers,
yeah.
buddy.
And I tried to get people to talk about their weather. Just so you know, it's 1 in the it's two, basically 15 minutes to 2 a.m. It's 43 Fahrenheit and no rain.
Hmm.
So
Wow,
there's my
cool.
Jamaican weather report for you. I'll
Yeah,
talk
man.
to you later, Steve. I'll
Happy
be back
smoking.
in. I'll be back in after I get a short nap. You know me, 2 hours, and I'll be up for 2 hours and then get
Okay,
another
mate.
two. I'll talk to you in a little bit, Steve. I got to go get
Yep.
this done, though.
I'm gonna pick up a few more of these rocks.
Yep. All right. See you later, Steve.
Cheers, buddy.
Careless Landlords, Stefan. Wait.
No, a mis padres han vendido la solidera. Pero yo vivo en un cultivo aquí, un olivar, ¿eh? Yo tengo el Bajo Aragón, las olivas negras.
El 12 de mayo hay una fiesta bien grande ahí cerca de Aragón, en Carretera. Hay una película que montan una fiesta, un rey grande de 3 días para grabar la película. Entonces hay una fiesta, si yo trabajo en la película. Sí, ¿cómo se llama? ¿Qué? La película todavía no lo saben, no están seguros, pero algo como baila profesional de interior. Sí. Y hay historias 5 herederos que van por ahí, van de fiesta por el desierto, van movidas. ¿Okay?
En Tarragona.
Sí.
El desierto está más en el pueblo.
No, la otra grabación es algo, pero no pueden hacer esta escena en Marruecos porque es parecido. Mira, yo te llamo la next week you won't come for work. I have olive oil, ¿sabes? Give money, I don't know exactly, but strong work because it's shit. Manure. Put manure around the tree, move little bit, not so much. Okay?
I love
There.
it. I love
One
it.
garden there.
Brilliant.
So everything is garden. Just you come in my home, you come with me, garden. Okay?
Brilliant. Brilliant. Yes, please.
Next week, martes, I think. Monday, no, but Tuesday.
Yeah.
¿Sabes?
Yeah.
Yo te mando un mensaje,
Fantastic.
gracias.
Fantastic. Gracias, please. Yeah. Ay, ay, ay. Yo, good morning, King Charles the Third. What's happening? Lads, I don't know if you just heard, but I've just been offered my first day's work. Yeah, fertilizing orchards, shoveling shit, or manure, as we call it. Manure. Shoveling manure. I've just been offered my first day's work. Now, she said quite clearly, it's not cash paid work. I'll get paid in olive oil. Now, considering olive oil is 10 euros a litre, yeah, I'm excited. Next week, we'll see how many liters of olive oil I earn. That is fucking beautiful. Perfect timing for you, King Charles, eh? Happy mornings. Buen día. Hello. Where the fucking hell's Grizzles? There he is. Kipper sniffer. So, wow, I'm excited to have a day's work or be offered a day's work. I'm not sure if it's a day. All I've been asked if I want to be shoveling shit next week for in exchange of olive oil. Yes, fucking please. I'm so happy. Wow. You see, I told you, it only takes a little bit of time. Yeah, it only takes that one gesture of helping the lady there to move a few blocks, build up a bit of a dam to stop the river from taking over the road. Like she says, more 200 people live around here, and she be the only one maintaining the riverbanks. Like I said, lady, I'm here now. you're a friend of the fella that I'm minding his cats and dogs. Seriously, like, yeah, if you're a friend of him, I'm here for you. Seriously, yeah. He's a good fella. He's only gonna be associating with good folk or encouraging good folk. And so for me, in that same category, you know, by his standards, it's like, yeah, straight up. So the reason for all this water in the river, the overfloods, is because Sierra Nevada has been melting. So with all that snow, and I mean like, that would have been a shitload of snow. When there's a little shitload of snow wrapping around the top of that mountain. Now there's next to fuck all. Oh, look at that mosaic, eh? That's beautiful. Hello. All right, mate. You don't have to apologize. I'm interrupting you. That's looking beautiful. I seen yesterday when you were just doing the green bits, and I thought, what's he doing? Yeah? What the fuck is he doing? And then I see little people, silhouette. This is going to be nice.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah, yeah. Interactive, cooperating, you know, like, yeah, is very encouraging.
Thanks. Hey, that's
Yeah.
good to hear. It was a bit of an experiment, so let's see how it goes.
And you experienced tag graffiti?
Yeah, I've been doing that more before, like letters. So this I thought to do some more figurative.
That's
then with a mix
brilliant.
of acid, so it's a bit more abstract.
You're tripping on acid?
No, not.
Oh,
I
you
think
wanted to be tripping on
in the
acid.
drawing,
What did you say about acid?
I just felt I want to do something figurative, but
Figure.
then mix in some acid.
Oh, he wants to do something figurative and add in some acid.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So what then? We walk across the wall licking it and we get trippy?
Yeah, maybe. Or
We're
take some
just
acid,
walking
you can
back
see
and
what it
looking.
is.
Yeah. I take it you're an experienced tripper then, yeah? Excuse me. I'm talking to people on YouTube.
Okay.
I've got a YouTube channel. And so, yeah, I walk around scenery, interactive diary. Yeah. Some modern terminology, they call it vlogging, but I'm not all that computer generation. I'm only just coming into it 2 years ago. I've been anti-technology for many years. Growing up in Bristol, we've got famous street artists.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, like famous.
That's the gobshite. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, yeah.
I think I'm running out of black.
Oh,
Important stuff.
I'm told black is one of the most common colors used. Yeah.
Exactly.
And so they put less paint in them.
Yeah.
To make you come back for more.
Exactly. It's addictive, that stuff.
Yeah.
It smells good.
Oh, really? I don't like solvents. This is why I don't like a lot of people's DMT and Changa, because it's that solvent based. I don't like that solvent effect. No. I tried the Tipex spinners, paint strippers, glue, fucking petrol. I tried gas. I tried all of that as a teenager.
Yeah.
And then when I became more enlightened, I like mushrooms.
Oh, yeah.
I go for the mushroom before anything else.
That's the best. I actually would like to try the mescaline. I never tried it, but
Yeah.
now it seems like the place to be.
For me, there's something from is it Don Quixote? He says like when it comes to mescaline, you know, like the peyotes and stuff. He says take it where it grows, and you'll get the experience. You know, like if you take peyote, you know, like taken from there and then fucking distributed here. You know, it's not the natural high you're gonna get.
Makes sense.
And I kind of feel that with like the DMT. You know, I feel if I was in South America smoking DMT, doing ayahuascas, I'd feel and I'd see what I need to feel and see. But because the distance between the natural origin to where we're at.
Yeah.
It's like there's a big interference. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
A lot
I
of
think there's-
people.
I feel like that with the what they call in English, but the small mushrooms that grow
Liberty
in the
caps,
north. Yeah.
psilocybin.
Because it seems like it makes sense they grow there because it's such dark and cold winters. So you pick them before winter and then you have them like your medicine.
Exactly.
stay-
Yep. Exactly
yeah.
what we did. Brandy or whiskey, maybe a bit of Southern Comfort or Drambuie or something, you know, a bit sweeter. For those, we'd store them and cure them, and then they're there all year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then yeah, yeah, that's all good. Where are you from?
I'm from Denmark.
Right. Okay. Okay, that's nice.
I have some friends here also from Denmark, so I'm visiting them.
Oh yeah.
So I leave in some days.
Oh wow.
Like I came by bicycle, so now I'm gonna go back just to Barcelona with the bike and then take a bus from there to Berlin. And
Yeah.
then do the last bit from Berlin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But it's been really good.
From my experience, you're doing the right thing. Yeah, because like there's one thing coming down south.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a natural, pull down south.
Yeah.
And then when you're going up fucking north, you're really going up north. Yeah, it's the why bother? Yeah, get on the fucking bus, get on the train, fly it. Yeah, save your energy. Yeah, I've done it because I walk a lot. I felt that. Yeah, when I'm going north or south. Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, there's more struggle going that way.
Yeah.
Really.
But I feel in anyways that this Spain is the most mountainy. That if I come to North Spain and pass the Pyrenees, then it will be easy compared to. But it's more beautiful to bike here in the mountains.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You certainly, yeah, it certainly is more beautiful. Walking, cycling, kayaking, yeah, sailing, but like all that driving, I don't appreciate it.
No.
Never did, even as a child. I don't want to be in the car. I want to be out there in the classroom. I don't want to be in the classroom. I want to be out there. Look at the birds. Look.
I agree. That's why I know I will take a driver license because then I will get used to. Our car is pretty comfortable and nice, but if you never get a driver license, you will never experience that comfort. And
Yeah and no. I mean, I've got a driving license, but I choose don't to drive. Yeah, because I prefer to smoke weed. Yeah, I mean, me, I've normally got a spliff in my mouth. I go to sleep with a spliff in my mouth. Yeah, so when driving, right, that's that's like automatically going to jail. You get me? Yeah, in many countries now. Yeah, losing my license, but because possession, smoking, caught red-handed. I'm like, normally I've got a container. It's like it's never empty.
No.
You smoke weed?
No, actually not anymore. Okay. I used to.
Okay, good. All the more for me. I grew this 3 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, and I threw it away.
Okay.
Because I made isolator from it.
Yeah.
But then being in poverty, not having any money to buy weed, I went looking for me bits and pieces and fucking all the stuff that I made isolated from. I was gonna burn, Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm smoking now.
That's nice. It can last so long. Yeah, I need to go because I know a friend. He might go to the town. I want him to buy some more of this.
Yep, brilliant.
But, I will find you out here.
Yep.
Good to meet you.
Yep. And what's your name?
Alfred.
Alfred. I'm Steve.
Steve.
Yeah.
Nice
and I'm right down the end.
Okay.
Yeah, just before the crazy barking dogs. Yeah, you look that way, and there's a big long building. And,
somebody told me about this big long building. I saw it because I walked around Dragon Mountain.
Okay, yeah.
And I heard about those scary dogs that they might be like.
Okay, with the bicycle, they're a lot more attacking. They attacked somebody yesterday, Dutch couple.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
And what happened? Nothing serious.
Man, it's been going on for 4 years, 3 years at least with the dogs. But the person responsible, she lost the plot beginning 5 years ago.
I heard she might have a bad trip or something.
Yeah, jungle juice, mate. Unexpected quantities and and unknown quantities. Drinking it back like it was a fucking glass of water. The problem with water, you can drown drinking water. If you can drown drinking water, you can drown drinking beer, orange juice, or jungle juice. Yeah, miss, yeah. Whether you drown your brain or drown your blood, you know, like, or just drown, suffocate.
All right, but see you soon, Steve.
Nice one, Alfred. Well, since I sat down, right? Since I sat down, Grizzles has been playing in that puddle. And I've been looking at that new bit of artwork that's going up on the wall. And I've just been chatting with the fella who's responsible for that on the wall. Oh, nice one. Nice one, broke fishing. Nice one, nice one. He's got the pump pumping. Excuse me. I'm just looking at the chat now. I see pork chops and kipper sniffers in the chat. Let me look at my second device. Chemistry. Flipping heck. Last thing I was looking at. Don't know what the frick that is. Okay. The who's in the grays? Skipper sniffer. Add as moderator. If you fuck around, you lose it. And if anybody fucks around, you'll lose it. So I want to learn who is responsible for keep timing people out. And until I get to the bottom of who's timing people out, unfortunately, everybody loses their spanner every now and again. So watching our grizzles playing in the puddle is very satisfying. Wouldn't you agree? And what's he chasing? A snake? A frog? What's he chasing? Just the splashes? Surely not. The only reason I like to spanner people up. And so they've got access to people that they get on with, that I bring you all together to be around. Now, there's some folk that bring their friends here. And seriously, lads, you shouldn't. You shouldn't bring your friends here. Because a lot of your friends ain't compatible for here. Oh, my darling captain. Ooh, get on up like a sex machine. Hey, pork chops. How did you get on with Valentine's Day yesterday? And you, Kipper Sniffer, what did you get up for Valentine's? Well, the Dutch couple that was here yesterday, they got bitten by my neighbor, ain't here now. So did they go straight to hospital yesterday, and straight to the Guardia yesterday, straight to a solicitor today? I fucking hope they did. I fucking hope they did. I mean, those dogs have got fucking, I don't know what. Yeah. Definitely they got parvo. Where am I going? What's my plan for this morning? Well, straight up, I haven't got a clue. Just walking up and down, taking the dogs for a walk. I've just done some, I've just landed myself with potential work for next week. So now it will be just like making sure I'm strong and ready for that work, protect myself, ready to be ready for that work. Yeah. I'm going up to this shop up here to have a better look around. They're a wholesaler. I can buy big bags of flour. I can buy big bags of sugar and stuff like that from here. And I'm told they does coffee. So, evidently, I'll go up for a coffee. And I'm told that there's a baker that drives into the village, beeping his horn at set hours. So hopefully I'll be here when the baker comes through, so then I could collect some stuff from him. I do like the baker that delivers down here. He's got a coffee shop and bakers up in the town of Orkiba. And it's the only coffee shop that I enjoy sitting at. The old man, he's very respectful. He greets us when his daughter ignores us. He'd sooner serve me and tell his daughter to leave me alone. I've heard it. I've heard him say, he's come here for a coffee. He's come here to relax with a coffee. He's a paying customer. I've heard him saying this to his own daughter. And she's in her like 30s, 40s. She's a big Oompa Loompa. You know, one of those, you know, like, that needs drunken men to find her attractive. She's one of them big Oompa Loompa types. Eating all the leftover pies and stuff. Why is your reverse lights on? Oh, because you're in reverse. Oh, the happy camper's still over there. There you go, Andy. Hola, guapo. Hola. 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 Look, they just run up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, running, barking at each other. It's a game for them. I've been watching it for 2 months. He's funny. He just looks for friends to run up and down the fence with. He's cool. All right, buddy. Hey, bueno. Hey, Goose, he likes to run up and down chasing dogs. And my dog likes chasing up and down with him. It's quite beautiful to see. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I do. Yeah. This is Grizzles. He's very sweet. Very, very controlled. Yeah. I see dogs that are aggressive and are, you know, like, yeah. Your dog's not aggressive. He's just playful. Yep. Fair play. Yeah. Yeah. My name's Steve Farthing. I'm Steve Farthing. Yeah, I'm Steve. My dog's always been legal, yeah? Always. Since I've been in Spain, I've been rescuing lots of dogs, yeah? I've had canned corsos, I've had Tibetan Mastiffs, Japanese Akita was his dad. Yeah, took on a family of 30, rehomed 26 of them. Yeah? Right. I know, yeah, Andy. We met with Barefoot. Huh? You know Barefoot, the big John? Oh, yeah. I was down here about 3.5 years ago. I haven't seen him still around. Man, he's gone loopy. I don't know. I saw him 6 months ago. So what's the story now then? Well, he's down here for his birthday. Back in December. They had a big party. Yeah. I don't know, he's just hermitized. He's just like constantly, he's got no money, he's got no tobacco, he's got no food, he's got no work. So okay, get down here and I'll give you give you entertainment. I'll provide you with everything you need. He comes down and he wants €100 a day. Exactly. So he's like, hang on a minute, if I'm feeding you, giving you tobacco and stuff, right? How the fuck can I afford £100 a day? Wages, yeah? When you're taking things like this and that and that, so the solar panels and few tools and amplifiers, like that's all worth more than €100 a day. Yeah. What are you on about? You want €100 a day? Yeah? I don't know. He's just losing friends at the moment. Not doing very good
working for you
mechanics.
then, or something?
Huh?
Has it been working for you or something?
Yeah, I've been down a few times. Where you gone? He wants sound. I want visual. You know, and he's like, you know, he does sound. And it's like, I don't want sound. I want visual.
I don't understand what you mean now.
Well, I do live streaming.
Okay.
So for me, just coming down here and setting up, like you get there, set me a studio up for me live streaming. You set me up like play music. I don't want to play music. I don't listen to music.
Where are you living to then?
I'm down at Justice. Minding his captain.
Where?
I'm down at Justice, minding his captain.
Right down the end there? Down on the riverbed? Who else is down with you then? There was a few other people before though. What about his girlfriend? No? I honestly...
Still there going YouTube.
Huh?
Still there.
She's down there still, is she?
Down there, robbing great, horrible around the place. Accusing everybody.
Trouble is, mate, how long have you been around here?
8 years ago.
Yeah, I've been here 30 years, right, and it's got weird, and it's really getting worse. It was, well, not worse, I can't really say worse, but there's more people now and more life, but it's the end of the road, mate, for a lot of people, you know what I mean? You can't sort it out here, you've got to go back the way you come from to all the shit you left behind, and that's where people's problems are, you know? I'm one of the lucky ones, I managed to get out of England without, I can still go back, you know what I mean?
I
I'm
can
not
go
going
Ireland,
away.
I can go England, I can go Morocco, I can stay here in Spain.
Yeah, you see, but a lot of people aren't like that.
I know, yeah.
I mean, come here.
Do you think this is what's going to happen then? Because like last night I learned about this place being a living protest site, yeah, an ongoing protest site.
Like what?
You know, like keeping it as a nature, natural spot, stopping all the quarrying on all the roads
Yeah,
and
but then
all
people,
that whatnot.
do you
Right?
know what
Hang on a minute.
Shut up. Shut up. I'm going to wait.
Right. So this movement now that they're doing, yeah, they don't want this lifestyle, and this has been going on for countries, yeah, authorities. They don't want us living like this, right? And this has been going on. I recognize about 25 years ago, yeah, they put a stop on the Irish travelers getting dome on travelers, yeah. They used to have travelers dome on, right? Now they have to live in concrete yards, go to school, you know, like this system, right? They're qualified for benefits, yeah. So that interrupted the Irish travelers, for example, in Ireland. Now, if you have a look at what they do with society, social experiments, they tested the Scottish, so they tested the Irish, yeah, to flood England with new systems and new laws, yeah. Now, are they potentially positioning us now, where you're okay here, I'm okay here? Yeah?
Well, I've got any money, man. I'm not
Everybody
working.
else, a lot of other
okay.
people have got warrants and outstanding information.
Yeah,
A lot
these
of people
people
have
down
got
there
that.
have got no idea.
Right. So is that what's going to
No
happen?
idea.
Is there going to be a big come through and take everybody and everything? Because I learned
Yes,
about
if they
3
keep-
years ago.
If they
We're here in Spain and we own nothing.
if they keep complaining about everything, then they are going to have nothing. Because I'm stood here, right? I'm only half legal. That is totally illegal.
Mm-hmm.
So the more people complain,
Mm-hmm.
more likely it is them to come here and go, right, off you go. I've been here 30 years, right? So I wasn't the first person on this riverbed, right? There was a couple of people living on here before, a couple of caravans, right? There was like 20 foreigners in the whole valley when I first came here, right? Now, when I was the first person to buy a piece of land on this riverbed, right? First person to put a fence up on this riverbed. So if you can imagine standing here, right? You can imagine standing here, looking at that way, right? It's completely flat. There's no vegetation, right? There was one tree there was, right? No grass, pretty much. I was flat, empty. So when people started coming here, right? When I bought this boats here, I did all the travelling thing in England, right? And France and a bit of Portugal and that. And then before I come here, right? That was 30 years ago. So I've
got all the paperwork. You know, the sites and everything, all the paperwork. I've got all the paperwork here. They don't go down there with the paperwork because I took it all.
Right.
Do you see what I mean?
Okay.
So what the problem is they have no idea about real life. You know?
I know that, yeah.
I'm coming from what you've just been saying about the travellers and that, right? Yeah. Well, if you go back to 1980,
that would be
well, just after the battle when I started living on the road, right? Yeah. That wasn't what brought me on to write that story, but it was just like the year before. You know what I mean?
And during factory days, there was a lot of people just fucking up. You know, so I understand that. That was a little bit before my time. But by the 90s, I was on my own. You know, I was fucking up.
Yeah, well,
so I've lived on the streets, yeah, like Ireland, England, Wales, and now Spain. And it's like, I'm seeing it, yeah. A couple of years ago, listening, and they're putting free parking up in Portugal, Spain, in UK. You know, like a lot of parks up now in the UK will wipe out. They're making it almost illegal for us to live in like it.
It depends, though, doesn't it? Because it depends who you are.
Yeah. If
you're going to be a junkie on the road, how many people do you think I'd know they're dead now?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Same
20, 30, more. You know what I mean? And that's people
if there was 1,000 people in your school, if there was 1,000 people that you went to school with, yeah, at least half of them are dead.
It's sad. You know what I mean? Really. And then you come to a nice, lovely place like this, and it's like Hippie John, man. Like he's been here since I've been here. You know, he was one of those people that lived just like the beneficiaries. He was the only person there. You know what I mean? Him and Mario and in the bus. And it is right what you say. He's suffering from being on his own too much.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what I've just come from. Yeah, you know, barefoot nose. Yeah, he's been working for an Ukraine for about 3 years. Yeah, when they were living there, right? I gave him that job in the when I was in Spain. And now, when they left 4 years ago, they abandoned the tools.
So I've got grass in it. I have a little puff.
You can roll your own.
Am I? Yeah. Am I going to get my pipe? Yeah.
It's 3 years old. I grew it. It's mango sapphire. I made isolator from it. You can stay outside. You can stay outside. But I don't mind, you know, like through the fence is just as good. Nope. Sit. No. Yeah. Okay, you go that way then. See, now they can play. Like I said, them's harmless, yeah. They love it. I've seen it. Other dogs from down here, they comes up to play with your dog, running up and down, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it before I allowed Grizzles to do it. I seen what was going on. Hello.
Come in and sit down.
Okay. I just closed my live stream. Wow, mate, that's exactly why I was walking this way, to go up to that place up there and get a coffee. Yeah, because them